This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Wcxo Elevator in Centralia. See Wcxo for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. First Bank in Breeze. Lee's Sports in Nashville. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle, and by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here at the Weedman Ford Studio. On tap today, we've got some football for you and baseball. After our first time out, we'll deal with Carlisle Indians coach Chris Berkner, and then it's off for Portelzo Bart's first baseman. He's an all-star, Jason Cobb. Plus, as always, on a Saturday morning with Easy and Travel Trivia Quiz at 594-2576, 594-2576. You can lap up a $20 gift card to the Gridiron Grill and Breeze this morning. But right now, it's Scores and Stuff brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located just 7 miles north of the city of Carlisle. When your vehicle gets scuffed up or banged up badly, whatever the case may be, see Hoffman Auto Body. And on the H&H Computer Services guest line from Salem, their athletic director, longtime football coach, Scott Stewart. Scott, welcome back.
Good morning, Rip. How are you this morning?
Doing pretty well. We're definitely going to get to the football scene, but we got to start with my Cardinals, and then we'll get to your Cubbies, okay, Scotty? Good news from Bush again. Wow, I didn't see this coming, but I'm all for it. The Redbirds rebounded from a Thursday night loss and beat the Brew Crew 5-2. Last evening, Colton Wong and Marcel Ozuna drove in a couple of runs apiece, and Jack Flaherty pitched 6 shutout innings. He's been very, very good on the season. No doubt about that, Scott.
He's a fun guy to watch. I really like him. I heard him talk about being just an athlete. He doesn't look like a picture. He looks like he may be a infielder or whatever. But man, what a good athlete. He just has done a really nice job for the Cardinals. I enjoy watching him pitch.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. He allowed just 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out 7 last night in his outing. Bud Norris picked off his 24th save. It's game 2 of the 3-game set this evening. Michaelis against Miley. All right, let's see. Clown Carlos, he's pitching at Springfield. Threw a little last night. Wainwright's down in Florida. Walker's somewhere. We got guys. The Cubbies. Scott, is this 2 consecutive nights with 1-0 victories against Pittsburgh? Am I remembering that right? 1-0 twice in a row?
That is correct.
Wow.
They won last night on a home run by Schwarber, and the night before they won on a home run. So, yeah, they had a statistic. I don't know, it was like the 70s since they've had back-to-back 1-run wins, and both wins are from a home run. So, yeah, kind of unusual. Not scoring many runs, but been some pitching duels the last couple of days, that's for sure.
Boy, it had been a while, especially with the lone run provided by a homer. That's really something. But Cole Hamels, a lot of people, he was just pitiful in Texas, no doubt. And he hasn't been too much. I guess he has a new life, man. And he's 3-0. His ERA it's under 1 now with Chicago. And everybody needs more pitching, and they may have one locked up there.
No telling what a change of scenery can do for somebody, and that has been pretty remarkable how he's done since he's come to Chicago. So I mean, you just never know what happens. You get a change of scenery, you get a different team, and things start clicking, and it has really worked out well for Hamels. But Quintana's the one that they I think have been disappointed in lately. He hasn't pitched very well, and Lester has been really poor since the All-Star break, aside from his pitching performance just the other night. So
exactly,
yeah, they've they've got some work to do to kind of stay where they're at. But as long as the Brewers and the Cardinals are beating up on each other, they got a chance to maybe make a move here.
Well, Hamels was helped, and hey, good pitching and good defense. They go hand in hand, and the Cubs turned a record-tying 7 double plays last night. I guess 5 or 6 for sure. While Hamels was on the rubber.
Kind of amazing, wasn't it? I mean, I guess the ball game ended on a double play. Bodie to the first base to end the ball game. So yeah, they made a big deal about 7 double plays. That's pretty remarkable when you think about it. You only play 9 innings, 7 double plays.
That is. Yeah, that's a hefty amount there. Phillies win again, but they're still playing the Mets. I guess this is a 5-game roundup. But Thursday they shared a pair. In that first game, it was the Metropolitans over the Phils, 24-4. Oddly enough, they'll take away the 24. Just think of the double digits. That was the first time the Mets scored 15 runs in consecutive games for the first time ever. Now that's a lot to log, but I mean they go back to 62 now. That's a bunch of runs, but. Yeah, that was a crazy game, but the Phillies have won 2 in a row since.
That goes back to that lack of pitching depth we've been talking about. Yes. Everybody needs pitching. So when you're behind in a game and not sure you're going to be able to get back in, throwing position players out there and just getting the game over, we've seen more of that, I think, this year than I can remember.
I know it. Here's a guy who could pitch in any era, hands down, Max Scherzer, and he banked his 16th victory last night. He is something.
Too bad he's not on a contending team somewhere.
Well, they're within reach, but
yeah, it just seems like they about the time they make a little bit of a move, they just fall back in the doldrums against the Nationals. But my gosh, I mean that's got to be probably one of the biggest surprises in baseball. They really thought they were going to contend and for sure win their division, but yeah, it's kind of they've been up and down the entire season.
Yeah, if you're a Nats fan, you have to be disappointed, and for a long time, because they've yet to get the job done. The White Sox beat Kansas City. Nobody even knew that game was played. The Yankees did win. Lance Lynn was not good last night. Boston notches their 87th victory of the season. They're 87-36. They won 7 out of every 10. Goodness.
Where does that come from? Who would have predicted the Sox to be like that?
Oh, wow. And then it can end so quickly in the postseason, though.
That's for sure. And they're mad at the Yankees manager, too, because they're not able to keep up with them.
Let's see. The Cubs, that was pretty cool. 7 nifty DPs last night. The Rangers turned that this rarely happened. I think 3 times in the modern era, or no, actually since 61, the expansion era, a 5-4 triple play against the Halos Thursday.
That is pretty amazing. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Check it out on ESPN.com or YouTube or whatever. Oakland beats Houston 4-3-10 on a apparently another lousy replay review decision. Scrap that crap. If I want the human element involved, I want it done on the field. Have some good arguments. Get on with it. And nobody. And this isn't the Houston's been knocked out by that before, 2 or 3 times.
You know, Houston, I think, has been one of those teams that had a little bit of a skid here as of late, but they'll get it going. They're just too good not to be there at the end.
They've lost 7 of 10, I think, but and everybody has injuries, but they've had a little of that too. The Dodgers spanked Seattle 11-1. Machado with 2 round trippers last night. He should aid them down this stretch drive. They're missing Kenley Jansen now. Their bullpen ace. So that's such a factor with most of these teams so far. Their bullpen without him is just cracked completely.
Well, you watch the Dodgers like the Astros, they're both going to be there in the end. I mean, there's a little bit of lull here before the final push. You're going to see the Dodgers right there in the end. I think they'll contend.
And they had such a rotten start to the season. They were absolutely miserable.
Yeah. And how do you explain that with that roster? That just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Let's see. Marlins pitcher Jose Arena was suspended 6 games. He hit Ronald Acuna Jr., blah, blah, blah. I think more was made of this than was necessary. Scott, you got...
First pitch of the game, right?
It was the first pitch. He dazzled him, yeah. But, I mean, these guys hang out over the plate. You got to – he'd hit home runs in 3 straight games against the Fish, 5 in a row period. I mean, I watch these games where 3 and 4 home runs are hitting the game, and they just keep throwing them right down the middle of the plate. This is crazy. You got to brush him back, dust him off the plate, knock him down, whatever it takes. You pick your spots.
I think people were so upset about it. In fact, it caught him in the elbow, which is probably a vulnerable spot. And,
it did.
He breaks a bone in there, but I'm sure he didn't aim for his elbow. But usually when you hit some guy in the meaty part of the body, in the backside or in your back or whatever, they don't say caught as much. I think they got excited because he caught him on the elbow and didn't know if he might be out, putting the guy's season in jeopardy, by plunking him on that. I think that's probably where a lot of that came from. But he hit him in the rump or in the back. I don't think he probably would have heard near as much complaining and hollering about it. But it happened, and it'd been a real tragedy had he broken a bone.
I never want to see anybody get hurt. Period. But some of that's the way baseball's played. Now you don't do it all the time. You don't do. Like I say, you pick your spots and your locations and so forth. But he's an exciting young player. The Braves are. I get that, and he's not missing time. Everything is fine. Acuna got Avison's Trevor Richards the other night too, and he has been on a tear. And that was one of the bad games. Trevor hasn't had too many off nights, but he was then. He's 3-7 with a 4.28. He's had some real nice outings before that for 3, 4, maybe 5 in a row. Let's see. The Cubbies are without Mike Montgomery, so that's not good news. Hey, here's more not good news for you because Yu Darvish may be coming back.
Well, again, he's been gone. My gosh, I can't even remember the last time he pitched. But yeah, with their closer being out and some of their other pitchers not throwing so well, you hope he comes back and gives them some quality innings here toward the end of the season. I'm
a little leery of him as far as being good.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. But like I said, with Quintana struggling the way he is and the way Lester had been, maybe this guy's going to come back and maybe he's got a rested arm now and can do it. But you just never know. He may go out and throw a couple innings and be out again. There's been some people that have been critical about him, feeling like he should have been back a little bit sooner. Maybe he was taking longer than he should have. But you never know with a guy in a pitching arm, that's for sure.
Guess what? Well, there's no guessing involved, but football is back, and, man, we've got Chris Berkner on from the Carlisle Indians soon enough. Everybody's ready to tee it up on the high school side. Next Friday night, it's the opening kickoff for everybody.
We're here. Indiana, I know, opened up last night. My hometown won there.
Really?
Against their rivals. So, Indiana's rolling last night. So, Illinois is 1 week behind. So, next Friday night.
Hey, aren't we early period, though? A week early? Even here?
No, it moves back. It moves up one day every year because the way the calendar does. Next year, everything rolls back a week. So, this is probably as early as it's going to get started. Well,
looking forward to it. And we'll have the Carlisle-Nashville matchup next Friday night. And right here on Max 96.7, of course, you have a lot of, you're siding up to the SIU Salukis. You always did. You went there and stuff, but your son Cole, it makes it even more special again. He's a redshirt freshman and a tight end, right? And the Salukis are about set to roll as well.
They open up next Thursday night at Murray State. No, I take that back. It's a week from Thursday. They open up the 30th at Murray State. So, he's been doing well. They've been down there working real hard. He's been spent the summer there in their conditioning and weight program, and of course they're about to wrap up their training camp and go into regular preparation. But he's done well. He's playing tight end / fullback and played well in the scrimmage. Didn't get any balls targeted to him, but did a good job blocking and hoping to make the travel team. He's like the number 2 long snapper, and he's been running most of his repetitions with the 2 offense. So we think he's going to get a little bit of time this year. We're excited about that.
He's got a good chance then. And what kind of size are we talking about now for Cole?
Oh, he's pushing 6'4", and I think he's about 255 now.
255,
huh? Yeah, they've really put the weight on it. The strength program, they got a really good strength program down at SIU, and they've really worked him. And I think we may have talked about this before. Being a 4-sport athlete in high school, he did lift weights, but it was never a full-time training camp where he could work all year. So, he had a good spring, good winter, lifting weights, and, he's still got some work to do, just like everybody does, but has had a good time working and I think continues to get stronger and hopefully quicker, and yeah, that'll lead some time on the field. We're hoping.
But yeah, with the weights, I mean, at least you should be careful what you do with the weight lifting and conditioning while you're in high school playing other. But now it's all targeted toward football, so it's a different situation. And that year off, I know no kid likes that, but in the long run, this is going to pay off for him.
It really will, and they've
shirt.
actually changed the rules. I don't know if you followed much of that, but they're giving the freshmen they're giving them where they can play into 4 games now. They've kind of loosened up the red shirt deal. So I think you'll start seeing some younger guys even playing some this year. I know Javon Williams from Centralia is down there and has shown some promise carrying the ball. So yeah, no telling what's going to happen with that new rule, the way they've varied the red shirt rule. So
interesting.
They can play up to 4 games, and then they have to decide after 4 games whether they want to use the red shirt year and then they don't play them anymore, or they can go ahead and play them the rest of the way. So a lot of different schools are using different philosophies. I think some of them are planning on using some young guys early to see if they can help on special teams. And then if they don't think they need them, then they'll go ahead and hold them back, or they may even hold some of their games back to the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how teams manage that.
At quick glance, I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Because there are no preseason games. I mean, this is our chance to get a good look at them in actual battle.
And I've heard a lot of different coaches talk about the fact that they think it'll give them some more depth on special teams, and that some of their frontline players won't have to play as many special teams. Maybe if a frontline player, a starter, a second teamer gets an injury, that they don't have so much pressure to get them back quite as soon. They may be able to use some young guys to fill in early in the season, and then get the older players or the first and second line players back, so they're there for the end of the season. So maybe not as many hits as the year goes on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all schools do that.
Lo and behold, Alabama is first in the top 25 poll. Shocker City, huh?
Imagine that, huh?
They're going to get some challenges, though, right? Clemson, Ohio State, no matter what happens with the situation. I mean, Georgia, maybe Washington. How about the Badgers of Wisconsin? It's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited. Love college football and anxious to get all that going. Of course, we're going to follow the Salukis as much as we can, but I just college football I absolutely love and can't wait to see how all that's going to pan out. Hope the Illini maybe make a move this year and get a little bit better. And Levy's in his what is this, his second, or I guess it'd be his third year, right?
At least third year, and it seems like 10.
Yeah. So we're hoping to see the Illini maybe make a move. My son-in-law got a job over at Indiana University, so we plan on catching a couple of games over at IU and maybe catch the Purdue, Indiana, the old Oak and Bucket games. So yeah, looking forward to lots of good football coming up this fall.
What's that game called? The Indiana Purdue game?
It's called the Battle for the Oak and Bucket.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good time, right?
Yeah,
it's gotta be
one of the big Big Ten rivalry games.
Oh yeah, you got to have that. That's special. You need those rivalry games. And all right, let's see. Did you go to the PGA Championship last week? That's already a week removed too. So apparently Belle Reve put on a good show.
It looked like everybody else in St. Louis and the metro area was there. Man, what some great crowds they had over there. They did for That's
sure.
Awesome.
And once again, for those who don't want to admit it, Brooks Koepka won the PGA Championship. That's Brooks Koepka. He was the winner. He is the champ. And Brandt Snedeker leads the Wyndham Championship. He fired a 11 under 59 Thursday.
That's a little better than I play.
No, that's Scott Stewart territory there. At least on putt-putt golf.
There you go. That's for sure.
Two are tied at boy, those are actually tough now. But two are tied atop the Indy Women in Tech Championship. Doug Garwood leads Dick's Sporting Goods Open. That's on the seniors end. And NASCAR strolls into Bristol, one of their highlight places, right, Scott?
Oh yeah, they'll be going crazy tonight. I think it's under the lights tonight.
Right.
What a neat deal. Had a couple guys announce their retirement this week or so.
Who's retiring?
Casey Kane.
Really?
And Elliott Sadler both have announced they're going to retire after this season. So.
How old are they? I didn't think Kane especially was very.
Kane still looks like a young guy, doesn't he?
Maybe that's what it is, huh? Is he older than I think?
I can't remember. One of the two guys is 38. I don't think Casey Kane is. I think maybe Elliott Sadler is. But Casey Kane. It's kind of cited that thinks he should be better, his team should be better, and doesn't know if he's got the drive to continue and start over again. So he said he's going to pack it in after this year. So you're seeing a little bit of trend that way. Some of these guys retiring a little bit sooner.
Hey.
Of course, we saw Carl Edwards retire, and
they make enough money where they don't have to stick around any longer.
Well, that's true.
Necessary.
You don't have to risk your neck every week, and
No.
they probably got more money than their grandkids can ever spend. So,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's for sure.
All right, Scott, appreciate it. Enjoy the football seasons.
All right, Rep, you too, and have a great season. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of good games, and we look forward to our Wildcats being in the Cahokia Conference for our second year, and maybe making our way over to your direction here during the football season. I
do believe the Indians host the Cats this season.
That is correct.
Okay. That you would know. You're the athletic director. Yeah.
Yeah, rumor has it.
All right, Scott. Thanks, man.
All right, Rep. Good talking to you.
Scores and Stuff brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located 7 miles north of Carlisle. If and when, it's a win. Your car or truck needs major minor repairs, hop on over or drag it on over to Hoffman Auto Body. Chris Berkner, Jason Cobb, and trivia straight ahead. Monken Nissan in Centralia offers a 2018 Nissan Murano SV JN 106688, stock number 1819, with a Skyview sunroof and navigation for just $32,085, a savings of $59.45 off MSRP. For more, visit their website at monkennissan.com.
From our family to yours, with guaranteed satisfaction. Monken's the one. Monken's the one.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS.
And opportunities. The success of your business demands expertise and focus, and Country Financial can help you keep that focus by helping ensure you have the right insurance protection in place to meet your goals. Marvin Gertis, your Country Financial representative in New Bay.
Family friendly with all kids 15 and under free. Brought to you in part by the Office of Illinois South Tourism and Illinois Tourism. Go to gatewaymsp.com now to get the best seats before they're gone.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Wigman Ford studio. Let's grab on to the H&H Computer Services guest line for Carlisle Indians football coach Chris Berkner. Chris, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again, Rip.
The new season has come around quickly. It begins for real Friday, and I know you're pumped for that and another good year, in fact. But especially after last season, that was a successful 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, we measure success by how much we give and how much we can get out of what we have. Obviously playoffs are fun; they're exciting. And I think that we did achieve success last year because I think the kids got a great experience. So,
you went back to the postseason as a 6-3 club and a regular season player there, and then you shared a pair in the playoffs. You always want to go deeper once you get there. Who doesn't? You want to. That's what it's all about. But it's great to return to the second season. You ended up at 7-4 on the campaign.
Yeah, playoff time is exciting. I mean, it's a whole other ball game. It's a whole other step up. We know that we're playing teams that are our size, so if we can get done what we need to get done, execute, we got a really good shot. And we ended up pulling one out first week, and then second week ran into a really tough Westville team. Yeah,
you toppled Bushnell, West Prairie, I believe. And then how far did Westville go? Do you?
Westville lost the next game when they played Shelbyville, but it was a back and forth, and I believe they lost within the last 30 seconds. Shelbyville scored, and it was something like 40-something to 40-something or 50-something. It was a shootout.
Wow, Shelbyville. And now we are off for the 2018 campaign. Official practices began last Monday, correct?
Correct. Yes, August 6th we started.
August 6th. And so take us through day one. Was that mostly hello and get acquainted and some mostly conditioning? And how did things progress as week number one went along?
Yeah, first day we always do what we call the Super Indian test. We we have them run a shuttle run, a 40-yard dash, a mile, then they max out on bench, squat, clean, and to kind of see where we're at and see what we've, see where our hard work all off season has put us and set us up to see who's athletically ready, and then we go to practice, and we've been working on stuff that we started over the summer, so we've been continuing working on that.
I take
scrimmage game last night.
Apparently, everybody survived the Super Indian test.
Yes,
which is good.
Everybody's still alive.
Which is but then there are certain days, especially in week 1, where you can and can't. You can wear helmets. You can put on the helmets and pads, and a lot of different rules anymore. Yeah,
they started implementing. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that. The heat acclimatization period, where the IHSA tells us. Yeah, it's a big word. That's there. A big word. But they tell us how long we can practice, what we can wear, all that stuff to get the kids ready, and it's put in for safety, which is obviously a very high priority for all of us. And we just get done what we can get done in the amount of time that we're allowed to.
Yes, the scrimmage last night. I suppose the Gatorade scrimmage.
Yes.
So how did it roll? And did you get some rain during that? I know we had some in Hoffman right around, I don't know, somewhere in that time period.
Yeah, we got some rain for probably about a good half hour during the scrimmage, and kids fought through it. And I told them say one kid complained the ball was wet, and I said, well, it's never going to rain on us. It's never going to rain on us, so don't worry about it right now.
No, not only that, it'll rain and it'll be cold. It'll be a cold rain.
Right.
A real slick ball.
So it was a good experience. Yeah, it was a great experience for the kids. We split the squad up, let the sophomores play, and filled in where we needed to with them, and competed. And it was a 12-6 score, and so it was close, but it was a good time getting some. Actually, I'm at the office right now breaking down the film from last night. So trying to get that figured out, because we got a few spots that we need to make decisions on and go forward starting Monday.
Did you have a pretty nice turnout from the fans' standpoint?
Yeah, I had a great turnout. Fans came. They provided us with probably enough Gatorade for us to last the season, and Powerade and other different sports drinks. But it was a good turnout, and I'm happy that they were out here.
What'd you get done over the summer, Chris? And there are limitations to that, too, for a bunch of reasons. But you went to at least one 7-on-7, I guess, a drill session, camp?
Yeah, we worked out with Modern Day one weekend, one day of the week. And then we also went over on a Saturday, went over to Missouri Baptist and had a 7-on-7 and played over there, and felt like we did pretty well. We were definitely the smallest school that we played over there. Let's see, some of the teams that we played over there were Edwardsville, Springfield High School, Highland, Vashon High School, Orchard Farm out of Missouri, us, and then 2 other teams. I can't remember exactly. But we ended up winning 2 games. We beat Vashon High School in the first round. Did very well, just executed like we were supposed to. And then got pretty torched by Edwardsville and Springfield High School. But to me, I think that was kind of understandable with what kind of weapons those teams bring to the table. And, and then we just said, all right, now we're in the playoffs. We got a 6 seed out of 8. So let's just do the best we can. We drew Althoff to start and ended up beating Althoff in overtime on 7-on-7. So we were pretty excited about that. And then we drew Edwardsville again in the semifinals of the playoff, and ended up actually we're within 2 points in the last possession. So I think the kids did really well. They improved, they learned, and we just went out there and competed. And I thought we did a great job at that. So we did that, and then also we had some summer stuff that we worked on lifting and just kind of trying to implement what our techniques are and some of the basics, and then kind of touch a little bit on some of the offensive, defensive stuff too.
Sounds good, yeah. And last night, as we dash back to that, how many players took the field? Were you around the 30 mark?
Yeah, I think we had 27 dressed last night, 27.
And you have 6 or 7 freshmen maybe on the team, and actually quite a cast of seniors.
Yeah, we have a large senior group. We got 15 seniors. We got a smaller junior group of 3. And then I believe we have 7 or 8, well, maybe 9 sophomores now, 9 or 10 sophomores. So almost all those guys played, depending on how many practices they've had in due to some injuries and whatnot. And then but I think we got about 6 freshmen. So I think we're about 34, 35 in the program right
30,
now.
Okay. What do you think it was last year? Do you remember, Chris? About the same?
We were in the mid-40s.
Was it? Oh, wow, okay.
Lower 40s, yeah, or right around. I think we're right around 40, to be honest with you, because we lost about 9. We lost about 9 seniors, and then gained about 6 freshmen, and then a couple of kids might have decided not to come back or whatnot. So.
Sure. And there was, as always is the case too, you lost some talent, and these are just the first 3 that come to mind here: Tyler Seaver, Nick Becker, Alex Hills, and I know others as well. But so you might got to make good on. They were some real keys to your success, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. We lost an all-state wide receiver. We lost our quote-unquote, I call him, technically I guess he was a second wide receiver, but he's just as good as a number 1 wide receiver any year we ever have with Nick Becker. And then an all-conference quarterback, all-conference left tackle. So we lost 4 all-conference kids from the offensive side.
Yeah.
And, they're also defensive players. And,
right.
Yeah, we were losing a lot of talent. So a lot of kids got to step up. We talked to them about that. And we got to try to make this year, and we can't bank on our success from last year with the new year.
7-4 overall, 3-3 in the Cahokia Conference, and how many starters then back on offense / defense for 2018?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea how many starters.
As long as you have quality, that's what counts.
Yeah, I mean the kids that we left, or that the seniors that left last year, they're all contributors, and they filled in a lot, so we have to fill a lot back in. But we also have, obviously with only, 9 seniors that we had last year, juniors played a big part last year, that they're seniors this year. So they definitely have to step up, and, we're hoping that we can get that done.
One of those is your new starting quarterback.
Correct. Caleb Darr did a great job filling in for us last year.
He did.
So we are looking forward to having him run the ship this year.
Yeah, he had to step in for Alex and did a nice job. And then what's the all-important offensive line, Chris? Is it there for you?
Yeah, we got actually, I'm trying to think. Let's see, looking at the picture here on the film from last night, I think we have maybe 2 offensive line starters back, so we're filling in 3 spots new.
Yeah, okay, and then
we're still trying to figure out exactly how it's going to be. Dale Allen, obviously, going to be a player for us, both sides of the ball, and he's kind of cemented there on both the offense and the defense. There'd have to be a act of Congress, I think, to get him off of either side of the ball. So
yeah, I was checking out his stats the other night on defense. He was in total, with assist and so 123 tackles, and you had a couple of other guys you could swarm too.
Yeah, I mean, 123 tackles. That's over 10 tackles a game. I mean, he's everywhere. I think he blocked a kick, and he recovered some fumbles, interception. I mean, he does everything. So he's also one of those kids who's always asking questions about what he needs to do better, what can he do, and that's why he's like that, because he's such a great kid, not only as a player, but upstairs too.
Hey, are you expecting anything out of Landon Smith out of that backfield?
I hope so. He's a returning running back, so we're definitely gonna feed him the ball some, and teams I'm sure are gonna expect that. But he's definitely been working hard too, put on a little bit of weight, and hopefully didn't lose that speed that he'd been working so hard to build up, and just having at it.
He edged toward 1,000 yards last season. Next Friday it starts against the Nashville Hornets in Wash County, and that's been a good rivalry. And let's see, last year. I forgot. You clipped. Yeah. Who did win last year's game?
We won that game last year 34-27.
So. Yeah.
And we were definitely, it was back and forth. Never got more than a 2-score game. And Nashville, obviously, yes, is always tough. They always put a good product out down there. The year before, last year, we were down there and ended up blowing a big lead. Definitely something that I learned from as a coach, and tried to implement ways to not let that happen again. And then the year before that, they were a semifinal team that we played tough too. So yeah, we've had 3 really good matchups since I've been able to be the head coach, and then before that, Coach Dooley. I mean, they were, it was always kind of a back and forth, never really a blowout, and so it's a really good matchup for us this time of the year.
It is, yeah, it really is for both teams. And I tell you what, why don't we meet back here next Saturday morning, and we'll review Game 1, the opener, okay, Chris? And we'll find out a little bit more about you and the coaching staff, and peer ahead even further into the conference and so forth.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right, thanks for coming on this morning.
All right,
Chris
no problem. Thank you.
Berkner of the Carlisle Football Indians, and then we'll get maybe even Wednesday night with one of the coaches. Otherwise, we'll definitely from that point on get into our coaches rotation from Carlisle Central, Mater Dei, and Westland. We got a break. Trivia's coming up.
Sherwin-Williams in Effingham is hosting a hiring event at the Salem Community Activities Center located at 416 East Oglesby Avenue in Salem on Friday, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 217-347-0333, extension 3 today to schedule your interview. We currently have warehouse and Class A CDL driver positions open. Our warehouse positions have a starting pay rate of $15.23 an hour plus a shift differential of 37.5 cents an hour. Our full-time driver positions average $80,000 per year. Full-time benefits include health, dental, vision insurance, company paid pension, 401k with up to a 6% company match, annual bonus, paid days off, and so much more. Interested applicants are encouraged to call us today at 217-347-0333, extension 3 to schedule an interview, or stop by the Salem Community Activities Center on Friday, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or apply online anytime at www.sherwin.com/Effingham. All qualified applicants will receive an immediate interview with our HR team. Sherwin-Williams is an equal opportunity employer for all protected statuses, including disability and veteran.
Hello, this is Ken Oberfell on Talkin Sports at Max 96.7.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
If you're in the market for a new home, refinance, or even a second home, give me a call today. I'm Anne-Marie Tabin at First Bank in Breeze. With almost 20 years of experience, I can guide you through the process of finding a mortgage product from First Bank that is right for you. Give me, Anne-Marie Tabin, a call today, 526-7724. First Bank in Breeze, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Weekman Ford studio. All right, the Balloon Fest is underway. Can it be that time of year? And later today, tonight, it's Beer Fest in Germantown. And right now at 9:39, that time drop brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. It's trivia time.
It's time for the Easy In Travel Trivia Quiz on Talkin Sports. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel in Breeze. Call 526-2201.
You are eligible to play at 594-2576, 594-2576, unless you or someone in your household has won in the last 8 weeks. Number 2, you can't be affiliated with or related to anyone here at Max 96.7 or Easy In Travel. Or for today, the Gridiron Grill and Breeze, Nate Bedard is scrambled for a $20 gift certificate. Wow, that cheeseburger, that harder fries, the ski, it was all really good Thursday. You need to pick up the prize, the certificate within 30. Here we go at 594-2576. It's on hit batsman since we had a few dust-ups, noted dust. Which rookie, of course, Acuna is one of those. Which rookie has been hit by the most pitches in one season? Frank Robinson, Don Baylor, David Eckstein. It's one of those 3. Which freshman has been drilled the most often in 1 year? Frank Robinson, Don Baylor, or David Eckstein? Get to us at 594-2576, 594-2576.
On Friday, September 7th, Stand Up to Cancer is teaming up for something big. Every network, every star will come together for one night to save lives. You have the chance to join millions in the fight against cancer. You'll want to be there to see the magic that happens when we all come together for a cause. Stand Up to Cancer. Tune in live Friday, September 7th at 8, 7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. We can't do this without you. Check your local listings for cable providers.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordykeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
If you're an athlete, coach, official, or fan, you need Lee Sports in Nashville. Lee Sports has it all for teams and individuals. From uniforms, shoes and equipment, to coaches' apparel and officials' gear. And Lee Sports carries name brands like Under Armour, Mizuno, Rawlings, and Adidas. Lee Sports also stocks a complete line of spirit wear and offers screen printing and custom embroidery, plus trophies, awards, and personalized items. Lee Sports in Nashville, your complete sporting goods headquarters.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Weedman Ford studio. Appreciate a lot of calls this morning. Here's the question with the proper, the one and only answer. Which rookie player has been knocked on his fanny, well, actually drilled, man, plucked, by the most pitches in one season? Was it Frank Robinson, Don Baylor, or David Eckstein? It is David Eckstein. He was with the Angels at that time in 2001. He was plunked on 21 occasions. Frank was hit 20 times in 1956. Now, he stood right on the plate. And I'm not sure where Don Baylor stands on that rookie list, but he's 8th on the all-time single-season chart. He was bounced 35 times while he was with the Red Sox in 1986. But the baseball didn't hurt Baylor. Baylor hurt the baseball. What a strong dude. And Ron Hunt out of St. Louis, just for a bonus here, he holds the all-time modern record for being pounded the most often in one season. Pitchers tacked Hunt 50 times when he played for the Montreal Expos in 1971. He used to go back in the bowels of the stadiums, whichever team he played for him, and practice getting hit. He put on catcher's equipment, so forth. But our winner this morning, Rob Haig from Trenton, he collects a $20 gift certificate to Gridiron Grill in Breeze. That's a nice save. Congrats to you. All of our trivia prizes are fantastic, and Rob wraps up this one. We're coming back with Jason Cobb.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Welcome back to one more slot here on Talking Sports. We're in the Weigman Ford studio on this Saturday morning. Let's stretch out the H&H Computer Services guest line to Old Fallon for Bortels Bart's first baseman, Jason Cobb. Jason, welcome back. Hello, Jason. Jason? Did he just nod off? He was here a minute ago, Ben. I hear something. Hey, Jason.
Jason, you there? Oh, just a second.
It's not Jason.
I'll try it.
Little malfunction. Hey, Jason, what's going on?
Hey.
I was
wondering where you went.
You heard us, huh? We're set now, though, right, Jason?
I hear you.
Okay, let's pick up the pace. Everything's good. Good to have you aboard. You represent the Barts this morning. You're never a pinch hitter, but upper management, they're all busy, Jason. So it's good to have you on to talk about the Barts. You've done that before, and you've been on Scores and stuff, of course. And we first want to talk about that Game 1 victory in the Clinton County League Finals. You really cashed in last week against the Centralia Budweisers.
Last time I talked to you in July, I told you we were kind of getting on a roll offensively, and we did a real good job of getting our pitches. We worked some counts deep. We didn't really give in. And then, of course, Tony threw lights out like he has all year. He was unbelievable. They got a hit on a bunt, I believe, in like the 4th or 5th inning, but he was really sharp, inside, outside, off speed. He's just a great pitcher.
Yeah, that was, I think, a bunt in the 6th inning by one of the sluggers for the Buds, Hunter Clifton, and so I'm sure that took everybody by surprise. But Tony he's been fabulous all year. So what do you give up? 3 hits, 4 hits in the game?
I really don't even know. When he pitches, I just kind of sit over there at first and watch. I told him, I was talking with him and his mother after the game last week, and I was like, it's just kind of fun to watch. He's he's no nonsense. He gets it, he goes. He doesn't have any sort of elaborate wind up or stretch. He just puts the glove out there, points and fires, and it's fun to watch him. It really is.
He gave up just 3 hits and also that 1 run. Of course, that was it. No walks in the contest. And for those pitch count buffs, 84 pitches. Yeah, he is he condenses everything. He's always been like that.
Yeah, he's very efficient. He had, I believe, a 3-pitch inning and a 5-pitch inning. So
three.
And he normally has a lot of strikeouts too. So for him to have a lower pitch count a lot of these times, it really speaks for itself.
You won that game 11-1. I suppose it was halted after 8. Is that right, Jason?
Yes. And we got out there a little early.
A little bit early. And you never expect to blow out, but that's the game of baseball. Look at the Mets and Phillies the other night, 24-4.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, but it wasn't like that. Now
No.
We
just got some breaks.
Yeah, and you did get a couple of breaks, which you took advantage of, and that's what the good teams do as well, because the Buds committed probably 2 or 3 errors.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some good opportunities, and like you said, we ended up cashing in on them. This year, our offense hadn't always been the most consistent. I'll say that, but this last couple of weeks, last month or so, we've really kind of turned around. We kind of got our bearings finally. Some of his older guys are finally getting in the groove, and it's been real enjoyable the past month.
A lot of fun when you win, and you're used to a lot of winning in Bartelzo. And you had a big spoon in this contest, and this win too. Of course, you clubbed a 3-run homer. That's did it go into Big Arms Cove out there in left field? Do you have one of those?
I don't know. It went across the street out there and left.
Went across the street. A 3-run job, right?
Yes, sir.
How many? Is that the third on the year?
Yes, I believe so.
Third on the season, and good 3 for 5 on the day. Who else was had some good swings for you for the Barks, Jason?
Bryce Hari. Bryce Hari, Scott's son, he had a real good game. He made actually a really big play at the beginning of the game. It was a ball that could have went over his head, and he went out there and made a real good catch going back on it. I really didn't think it was catchable and made a good play. He's been really solid with the stick all year, especially at the end. He's been pretty clutch. He sits down there towards the bottom of the lineup, and he does what we ask of him. He puts the ball in play. He's not an easy out, and he can turn the lineup over to get Kurt and Dusty up before me. And he's done a really, really good job this year. I've been really impressed with the way he's played.
You can really get an early lift from a sparkling defensive play. And it just suddenly flashed in my mind, and I Belliard for the Cardinals. That was in 06 against San Diego, right? I didn't see this one, but I mean, that almost it could have turned the whole series around in game 1.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
Too.
We really got behind it after that because, it was kind of like, oh, man, this could be a spot where they make it back a little bit. And then I believe right after that we scored some more runs. So, kind of catch them down after they get hit with a kind of a gut punch by him catching that. And then, we turned around and delivered a few of our own, and I kind of got them down.
That you mentioned Dusty Cantner, that grizzled veteran, he did all right, too, with a couple of safeties and scoring runs and all that.
Yeah, Dusty's, he's unbelievable what he's doing out there. When we were playing Germantown in the first game of the playoffs, the kid asked me what school Dusty went to, and I was like, man, he's 38. And he's like, no way, I can't believe that.
They didn't have schools.
It's really hard to believe that he'd be that old with how well he plays. He's been as solid as can be with the bat this year, just as good as ever with the glove and throwing the ball over to first. He's made some really unbelievable plays this year, but I've grown accustomed to it and used to him making those plays.
Right.
He really hasn't lost a step in the 10 years that I played with him. He's still unbelievable. He's definitely still, the best defensive shortstop in the league, and that's saying a lot because there's some really good shortstops in our league, and I think he's still the best.
So where did he go to school at? Besides McKendree? Where did he go to high school at? Don't know. I don't know.
Dusty's from Highland.
Oh, is he? Okay, all right.
Yeah, Dusty's from Highland.
Can't remember all that, But yeah, Germantown. Though you brought up Germantown, that was a 7-0 whitewashing, and I don't think anybody expected to see that too, because the Reds, they've had these last 2 years in particular, but they've been on the come for a while. That's a really good club, but Schaefer again silenced them.
Yeah, they've been really good the entire year. They were good last year. They really turned it around from when they were kind of poor there for a few years in a row. But we were kind of up for that game. They knocked us out last year, and we weren't expecting that. So each time we played them, it's kind of turned into a little rivalry. Not like in a bad blood sense, but we're excited to play them because they're a good, young, up and coming team, and they got our number the past couple of years a few times. So whenever we play them, it's a little bit easier to get up.
You've claimed these 2 playoff games by an 18-1 stroll. Of course, the Budweisers, they stung Trenton tomorrow now, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, 8-6. I was over for that one. They had quite a 6-run 8th inning. It looked good for the Miners for the distance there, but Centralia earned their way in.
Yeah, we were getting updates from Chago after our game, and both of those teams were good all year. Trenton's been a good team. All the top 4 teams in our league were all pretty good, and there really was very little separate them. We had a 3-way tie for first place. I think that just goes to show the competition in the league is just as good as it's been in years. Yeah,
but even Breckenmeyer, Breeze, Aviston, the defending champs, 4 wins, and 3 wins. They flushed out competitive efforts all the time too. The commission and I were talking about this last week. There weren't that many lopsided games during the course of the regular campaign.
No, Aveston got us the first time by 10 runs, and that was one of the first times I've been beat by 10. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is that they finished towards the bottom, but they were still a really good team to be able to handle us like they did that game. And I hadn't been around for anything like that since I've been here, really, and it was kind of eye-opening to us. And we played Beckemeyer in a doubleheader, and we split with them, and they had us on the ropes in the second game until Drew Johnson hit a home run to end up giving us the win. He had 2 strikes on him with 1 on and 2 out, and we're sitting there thinking that we got a doubleheader loss almost, and we're going to move back in the standings and be right out that 4 spot. And he ended up stinging that one, and we kind of took off after that.
I was disappointed.
So the competition.
I did want to see a 4-way tie, Jason, because that has never happened.
It.
And I'm pretty sure now, falling back to last Saturday, I don't think a 3-way square has occurred before either in the long 74 years of the County League.
You know better than that on me.
Well, I'm trying to remember from a week back. That's a long time. It's pretty challenging now, Jason, for me, but I think that's I believe that's the bit. But it was a good regular season anyway, and the finals. Now we got game 2 tomorrow, and it's at 1 o'clock at Centralia, and I know Tony Schaefer's on the mound for you. We'll see who Centralia sends out there, but it's you'd like to end it, scrap it and get on with it.
Well, absolutely. Corey Pep has a fantasy football draft next week, so goodness. he's trying to get us a little bit more incentive to come out and get after it tomorrow. But it's as far as Centralia is away. Well, at least for me, I like playing there. That's a really nice field.
Yes.
I mean, it makes a huge difference playing on those really nice fields, and not that the other fields aren't, but when you get the grass and you got the backdrop for hitting, it's worth the drive. They got a great facility out there, and they do a good job of keeping it up.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And Kurt Peppenhorst, he was in the top 5 in average in the league, top 4 or 5 in runs scored, and of course Schaefer. Those are your MVPs as far as hitters and pitchers go. Pitcher goes, hitter and pitcher for the Bartels of Bart. So well deserving, right?
Yeah, he was the straw that stirs the drink for us this year. He'd get on and set the tone and get on base and get in. Whether he was getting hit by a pitch, walk in, 2 strikes, it doesn't matter the count for Kurt. He'll swing and he'll put the ball in play. He can bunt. He's been an unbelievable player this year. Not that he hasn't in years past. He's always been a very high-end player, but this year he's really, really put it out. And we would definitely wouldn't have the success we had this year without him at the top of the leadoff spot putting it on.
The straw that stirs the drink always brings me back to Reggie Jackson, one of my favorites. In that 1977 World Series, Jason, 3 in a row on 3 pitches. Bam, bam, bam.
Mr. October.
Oh, goodness. So, this is a good series. Game 1 we got out of whack in your favor, but I have a feeling it's gonna settle down tomorrow at J.C. Park Spray Field in Seatown. It'll be a 1 o'clock first pitch. Anything else on that one, mañana, Jason? There's going to be a good crowd there tomorrow because you have a chance to clinch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun playing in the playoff games. Clinton County has a lot of good supporters, always a lot of fans out there. It's always worthwhile. I've enjoyed it. This is my 11th year, I think, in the league. And
11th.
Yeah, man.
Where'd you go to high school?
I played for O'Fallon.
Okay.
Played for O'Fallon. But, it's
and then Eastern Illinois with Jordan Crakey and company.
That's how I got out in Bartelso from Jordan. Yeah. He got me to come out there.
It's all about who you know, isn't it, Jason?
It really is. It really is.
And in the case of baseball, other sports, you got to have a share of talent, too. So, the Bartels of Barts, I do believe you'll be going for your 6th championship in 8 years. Does that sound right? Did I crunch the numbers correctly?
I think so. I think we won 7 since I've been there.
And Centralia's won 3 since 2000. So, a lot on the line tomorrow in Bartels. Hey, one more thing before we let you go, and thanks for coming on. Against Big Arm, and then we had Jock, we had Luke. They're all, I don't know, they're scattered about. But did you buy this ball? I posted this on Facebook the other. Did you buy the ball of the 11 of the?
Oh man!
Wow!
I would have loved to.
I would like to see it.
Pretty awesome.
$623,369. The ball was signed by 11 of the 12 inductees at the inaugural Hall of Fame in 1939, including, of course, Babe Ruth. Lou Gehrig, the only one missing because he was too ill to attend. But that was kept by A White Sox third baseman from 39. He got all the autographs. His name escapes me now, but he kept it in a fur-lined glove, I know, in a safe deposit box, and it was all pristine. Marv Owen was the guy, and he kept it till 91 when I guess his family got a hold of it, and 623. That nearly doubled the previous record from 6 years earlier as far as an auction sale, and that was of Babe Ruth only. Babe Ruth only for well over 350,000.
You know, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that.
Those are
the fact that you have that piece of memorabilia, and then the price that it fetches too. It's just crazy.
Extreme treasures. Okay, appreciate it, Jason.
All right,
see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yes,
All
sir.
Right, see you there,
I'll be there for game 2 and 3 if necessary.
Sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Thanks to Jason and to Chris Berkner and to Scott Stewart. Our trivia winner is Rob Haig from Trenton. He corrals a 20 to the Gridiron Grill in Breeze. We'll see you Wednesday with somebodies. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Mako Elevator in Centralia. See Mako for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. First Bank in Breeze. Lee's Sports in Nashville. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of WCXO Sports.